Welcome back to the Boys Night Podcast. This week, we are going to be talking about Alien vs. Predator, The Voices, and Pacific Rim. Thank you guys very much for joining us. So, I'm here with my friends, Chance.
Hi.
And Brady.
Yo.
This week is a good week. So I'm glad you guys are tuning in. But because you guys are tuning in, I gotta let you know there's a spoiler warning. So don't watch if you haven't seen the movies, or if you're listening because you haven't seen it, then just keep listening and we'll tell you all about it. On top of that, we also have an explicit warning. Please don't watch this if you don't like listening to the F word and stuff like that, okay? So, that's about it. If you guys are listening for the specific movie, we have a timestamp right here.
Welcome back to Boys Night Pictures. The showing for The Voices will begin at the 24-minute and 30-second mark. The showing for Pacific Rim will begin at the 50-minute mark. And the showing for Alien vs. Predator will begin right now.
And then, that's about it. We're going to get right into the movies. So our first one is Alien vs. Predator. And I am also going to be talking about the summary for this one. So, during an archaeological expedition to Antarctica Island.
Antarctica Island.
Okay, so I'm taking this off of IMDb. The island is called like Boivitoa, I think. But I did not know how to pronounce it. I know for sure it's in Antarctica though. So it's in Antarctica. It actually even says that. A team of archaeologists.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Archaeologists.
Archaeologists. Yeah. Sorry. When I said the first one, I was like, good.
Archaeologists.
Yeah.
Autoologists.
Autoologists.
Yeah. It's
So,
juice.
A team of archaeologists and scientists find themselves caught up in a battle between two legends. Soon, the team realizes that only one species can win. Anonymous. Okay, that was kind of a weird one. But yeah, basically, they get caught up in an Alien versus Predator
Kerfuffle.
Yeah, kerfuffle. And it's pretty badass, actually. So, this week we're talking about movies that each of us don't like, and then the other two do like. This one was my movie. I haven't seen this in a long time. I watched this as a kid, and I just didn't really care for it. But we were gonna watch Alien because that's specifically the one I didn't care for. But it was only on VHS that we had, so
we don't have a VCR anymore.
Yeah, so we ended up watching Alien vs. Predator, which I also didn't really care for. But watching it again, honestly, it was pretty badass. The only scenes that I didn't like about it was the alien scenes. Still, I've never been a big fan of Alien. I don't know why.
Alien kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I like the lore of Alien vs. Predator of both species, but Alien. It's a scary ass monster. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There's
We're past the minute, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Ass.
Scary fucking monster.
Yeah.
The way they look and the way they're designed is just so unique and scary.
Yeah, dude, definitely. I will agree. They are terrifying, but as a monster itself, I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. If one was coming at me in a dark alleyway, I'm shitting my pants. I'm dead.
They
There's
don't
no
have
way.
fucking eyes, dude.
What?
They don't even have
Oh, yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, they're like fucking.
So are they Daredevil?
There's something, man. That mouth in a mouth, that will
Yeah,
always
the mouth
creep
in
me
the
out.
mouth.
If you have a second mouth, no thank you. That's
Well, just
wacky.
think of it like Kung Pao. He's got a face on his tongue.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie. Oh, man.
Wait, what is that? Chosen one.
So the first note I got about this movie is just the sound effects are really high pitched.
Oh yeah,
And loud.
first thing.
Yeah, the first thing you hear is just this giant Oh yeah, well, you hear the chink of the ice pick
The ice
first,
pick,
and then you
yeah.
heir like her cell phone ringing, and it's just this high pitched noise.
And this is 2004, but I think she's got AirPods in. I'm pretty sure. She's like, "Hello."
Apple knew what was up.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Speaking of her though, like she's like the only smart person in this whole
Oh,
entire
yeah.
fucking movie.
I'm a big fan of the protagonist in this movie because she, like what Chance was saying, is actually smart. She knows what she's doing. She gives all the right ideas, and everybody just constantly shits on her.
Yeah, because they have to make this expedition into ice. They have to go under. They have to go under ice to go to this temple.
I think it was like 2,000 miles down or something.
And her and her team have no training in that ice. And she's like, "Well, we need at least 3 weeks of training." And they're like, "No, we're going tomorrow." And then she's like, "I don't want to go."
No, let's not.
But they eventually convince her to go, and she keeps like laying ground rules of what they should do since none of them are trained, and nobody listens, and everyone dies except for her. So.
She's the only one that lives.
Serves her right.
Yeah, and because what you said, she's like a female.
Indiana Jones.
I was like, that's pretty accurate.
Really what she is.
Yeah. She like set down like 3 ground rules, which is like number 1, never go out on your own. Number 2, always have communication. And number 3, don't be a hero. And literally they land, and someone already breaks rule number 1, walking away, taking selfies with a camera that he's scared of his own flash.
Oh, dude, that guy.
And dude, I wish he would have died right then.
I think his name was Miller.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna go with Miller.
I'm gonna go Schneebly still.
Schneebly? He looks like Ned Schneebly.
Oh yeah, so he's always talking about his kids. He brings up his kids.
That's how you know he's gonna die.
She kind of like fucks him up. She's like, your kids aren't that cute.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, dude. But eventually,
She said that as a joke though.
Yeah. But the whole time she's like doing that shit. Like he wants her to take a picture of her, and picture of him, and he turns his head, and she takes the picture, and she's like, "It's good."
It's like, that's a shitty picture, lady.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they mentioned him having kids, because they only mention it twice in the whole movie. Even like when he's dying, he doesn't mention his kids at all.
Nah.
It's
an emotional attachment thing.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Oh no, not him! He's got 2
kids.
kids at home. He's got 2 sons.
And they're not even that cute.
Take a picture of his body for them. She's like snapping pictures. Like,
I mean, usually when I see a horror movie, I assume anyone in the people that are going to die, they have a family of some kind.
You don't know. There's orphans out there living on their own. Oh man, when they first recruit all the people, I thought like, dude, that's a big ass team. There's a lot of people coming on this expedition.
That's like 20. It was like 20 people.
Yeah, it was a lot. You only see her and then the archaeologist guy get recruited, but then everyone else just kind of shows up.
Yeah,
they're in this like auditorium thing, or it's more like a hangar actually, and it's just them and then the dude speaking into a speaker.
Yeah,
that was some fun times.
Yeah. Honestly, like it was a pretty good movie. Like
I like it. I thought it was good.
Watching it over again, it wasn't bad at all. Like. And honestly, I had really good things to say about it. Like this was made, 2004. This came out, and this looked like a movie that would come out today. Like the graphics were super good, the cinematography like great. Like there was one scene where it was a hologram, and then it came down, and then it like morphed into like the real world or whatever.
Yeah,
which is the next scene.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot, but back in 2004, that wasn't. Like it was a thing, but the way they did it was super good.
Yeah, the transitions were awesome in this movie.
Honestly, really good.
Yeah, like my only like big complaint for this movie is like some like little bad shots here and there, but like none of the human kills were like done on screen. Really, they never show like an actual death.
We saw a couple in the beginning.
Yeah,
when the dude gets stabbed with a spear.
Well, they don't show like a penetrating.
Yeah, you're right.
And the one kill that would have been super dope was the asshole in the whole movie when he was covered by the net that was gonna like
oh yeah,
like pretty much cut him into cubes. Mm-hmm. Like instead of letting it happen, they just showed like they didn't show like the cut on his head, but they showed blood trickling down. But then he just stabbed him with a spear.
Yeah.
But like everything else, like they're just pulled up and killed. But I feel like this movie would have done like way better, in my opinion, if they would have showed some of those skills. They did show some chest burster kills though.
What was the rating on this movie?
Like how did critically?
No, like PG-13 or
I think it's PG-13.
I think that's why they weren't showing the kills.
They did show alien kills.
Yeah, it's PG-13.
Because if you show non-humans dying, then you can just chop them up all you fucking want.
Yeah. So that makes sense because they probably did not want it to be R. Ooh, I see the ratings. We'll get into that later.
They did not do well.
That's crazy.
There were some 3D shots too, but that's just the time that they're in. Like every movie between 2000 and 2009, they're just like, hey, let's throw a 3D shot in there.
We got CGI now. We'll throw it in there.
They did like the net. They did the alien's blood from the tail, like shooting at the screen. That shit just bothers me so much.
Oh man. So what was your guys' favorite kill? Mine was when the Predator has that invisible noose and the dude just walks into it.
Oh,
that was sick. I thought that was.
Remember that one?
It's the first time that like when they get the guns out and they take the plasma casters, so that they're walking through this hallway.
Oh,
and the dude at the very end of the line,
and he just gets dragged up.
Yeah, and it's
so
invisible though. So and then another thing, real quick, that I love is how quiet the Predators are. The spaceship is absolutely quiet.
Yeah,
they move quietly unless they want to be heard.
Yeah,
dude, I fucking love that.
And there's a scene like where they're all fucking like the snow's just fucking going crazy, and then you could hear the whoosh, and then finally the ship flies over and it kind of just stops.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything. Mm-hmm. I was like, whoa. Dude, it was super fucking cool.
Sick. Yeah, so that was my favorite kill was the fucking necktie.
Mine is either one of the facehugger deaths without shot at the Predator and he threw his glaive and cut that shit clean in half.
Yeah,
that or when he like did a turnaround and cut the alien's head, like the front of his head just off.
Oh yeah.
Between those two. Those
definitely
are
that was sick.
Sudden and dope.
Yeah.
Fucking just got him.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I think the first fight between like I guess he didn't kill him, but like any death that happened with the aliens and the Predators, I was like they were all badass.
Yeah.
The human kills is like you've seen them tons of times before, but like I think because it's Alien vs Predator, I was like, oh, that's it. Yeah, definitely the head cut off. Like, go, fuck,
dude. Yeah,
super cool.
Yeah, like the only parts I hate about the Alien movies, like not in a bad way, are the fucking face huggers. I hate those fucking things. Like I would much rather be chomped by a fucking alien in the head than a face hugger face fucking my face, laying eggs in my chest, and something bursting out of it. Like,
dude, it's terrifying. Yeah. In the part of the movie where he's like, shoot me! He's not saying shoot me, he's just like, do it. That would be me the whole time. Not even before I get face hugged. Like, it's as I see the egg opening, fucking kill me!
Yeah.
No way in hell am I gonna go through this. Kill me!
Yeah, as soon as you see it open, you just bow right in your head.
I would be dead. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm going through that.
I just hate also when the chest burster's in there and you can hear like their bones cracking from it trying to get out and it munching through your chest.
Oh, dude. I just think of their fucking tail whacking around in there.
Just hitting your lungs.
It's like a fucking speed bag. Just going to town on your lungs.
Oh, that'd be so rough. Those always freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when the guy who's trapped on the wall, he kills one of them, he's so relieved, and then he just looks around and there's like 10 more eggs. And
there's so many.
He just pans out to like him shooting a bunch of bullets, and then you hear him start to suffocate because of a face hugger.
Which he used so many bullets.
Yeah.
I don't know how there was even one left.
Yeah.
But
he's
good thing there was.
Yeah.
Even though technically she just killed him. There was the scene where he's yelling for help and she ends up fucking shooting him in the head. Mm-hmm. But it's like you would have been better off with the Predator fucking killing him because the alien's still inside, alive.
Yeah.
But then that's another cool scene. The alien pops out and he fucking grabs it and he snaps his neck with his thumb.
Yeah, baby alien comes
bottle
out.
caps it.
Like a damn chicken.
Yeah.
Like a damn chicken. What kind of fucking
people do that?
Yeah. They crack the neck or something like that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Fucking wild, dude.
Yeah. They just fucking wring the neck. Like, okay.
Yeah. And then they run around still, I think.
So you cut their head off.
If only the fucking... Yeah. Well, but have you ever seen a chicken run with his head cut off?
Yeah.
It's a saying.
Yeah. Well, one lived for like a month.
Yeah. So you fucking...
Yeah, I'm not kidding. One lived for a very long time.
Yeah, so you just fucking...
They're just trying to get their food. They're like, come at!
How would you feed it?
Or just stick it down the throat.
Just a tube.
A straw and you just blow in some food.
Come here, Clucky.
Dude, is that technically what zombies are?
Hey.
Our nervous systems just fucking freaking out. They're chickens.
Shut up, dude.
Zombies are us as chickens.
If we fuck a chicken, we make a zombie.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Oh
Throughout the movie, the main character, I can't remember her name.
I don't either.
Ooh, what's her name? Anybody remember?
Miss Predator.
Miss Predator. Yeah, we'll call her that.
Yeah.
So she's a badass, though. We kind of talked about it in the beginning,
really cool.
but she ends up killing 2 aliens on her own. Not on her own.
Assisted.
Hold on. Assisted kill 2 aliens. Well, one was on her own.
Yeah.
When it charged at her and she stabbed it in the gut, the first one, she killed that one all on her own.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And then the second one, she fucking had a rivet gun and shot it in the head. That was dope.
Yeah. Well, and she helped get rid of the alien queen.
Yeah, Alien Queen at the end, which was awesome. So, but she is... I would want her on my team. Fucking 10 out of 10 times.
She's one of the best final girls, like, ever.
Yeah, just best, like, honestly, protagonist in a fucking thriller movie.
Yeah.
I did like the Predator making her armor out of the alien exoskeleton.
That was sick.
And, he found a way to communicate with her by, like, showing that the acid doesn't pierce through the exoskeleton, but it still goes through, like, concrete.
Yeah, it'll burn everything but aliens.
And she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool. I like how he would communicate with her because, like, with the bomb, too.
Yeah, he's just, like, points out, he's like,
Yeah.
poof.
That was so funny. And it was cool seeing them, like, team up. That was my last note, was, like, it was a badass team up.
Yeah.
Like, just because in no other movie... Like, there's so many Predator movies, so many Alien movies. It's like, not once do they team up to defeat one of them. I don't think, right?
I don't think so.
I don't remember the second
In
one.
Alien vs. Predator 2, I don't think... I mean, they might team up a little bit, but it's not the same level, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's not a bond.
Yeah,
A
like,
warrior bond.
Oh, they don't get bloodied, I know that. They don't fucking burn the face of like one of the humans.
Did we talk about, like, the burn? On the
Oh,
face?
it's sick. So
That's
when a
so
Predator kills an alien for the first time, they go through a rite of passage where they will burn a mark into them. I don't know if the mark is the same mark every time or if that's like a significant like symbol to them, like a family crest or something. So they'll take like a piece of alien and burn it on themselves, and it's because the alien blood's acidic as shit.
Yeah.
And then the lady kills one, so he does it to the lady, and now she's got a badass tattoo.
Yeah.
It's not even a tattoo. It's really it's a scar, but
Yeah,
it's sick.
It's a sick scar. And now she's got the king's fucking spear.
Oh, dude. Okay, at the very end, we're gonna jump to the end of this part.
Yeah.
The fucking predators come down and like the predator she teams up with dies, and then they come down to retrieve his body. And the king just like straight up says, "Oh, you got bloodied? You have a mark on your face? Here, have my staff.
Yeah.
Have my fucking
He
six
literally
spear
says
thing."
that in English.
Well, I mean, they were watching pretty much the whole time. The ship was there, so
that is true.
they saw her kill 2 aliens and help kill a queen alien. So
Yeah.
that's pretty. They're like, all right, you're
And she
sick
was
with
accepted.
it. Yeah, you're sick with it.
Yeah, so here you go. Have this as a little
Sick
memento, and we're gonna bounce.
Hopefully, this is all you need to survive on your way back.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope, honestly.
But yeah, this is a pretty decent movie. It probably wouldn't have done as well because I'm like 90% sure that this follows after Freddy vs. Jason. Because I think Freddy vs. Jason is like the first collaboration movie, and this is like what spawned this movie.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
It did well in the box office. Budget of 60 mil and made 172 mil.
60 mil?
Yeah.
And then 100. Ooh, there you go, double that.
It is the most money made by any of the franchises.
Really?
Yeah, like Alien 3 was the most on opening by like, and had like 30 mil. Predator, either 1 or 2 had like, I can't remember, it was like 20, and this one made 60 in the opening. So
nice.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of crushed it.
Freddy vs. Jason did come out before this.
Yeah.
Came out in 03. You were right.
Yeah, so they probably saw the success of Freddy vs. Jason, like,
we need that.
we need that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of, I think it's Predator 2, they show a alien skull, which was only supposed to be like a knockback to the comics. It wasn't supposed to spawn any kind of movie.
Oh, really?
But then this happened. They're like, well, if this can have a success, it's like, fuck around.
Yeah, well, why would we not?
This isn't canon to any of the other movies, though. Like, Alien vs. Predator is its own, like, separate canon.
Oh,
like,
really?
They don't mention it in any other Alien or Predator movie.
See, that makes sense because the whole story is based off of, like, the Predators are ancient, like, they're basically like the Mayans. Like, they're, like, that's what people, like, think they are. They built all the pyramids and shit. And then they would harvest the humans to become alien, like...
Incubators.
Like, yeah, the incubators. So, yeah, and that's, like, they take all the lore from the other movies, but they don't ever explain it in any other movie.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that makes sense that it's not canon, which I'm kind of glad it isn't.
Yeah, and like it was supposed to originally be called like The Hunt: Alien vs Predator.
Oh,
kind of glad they didn't go with that because it just sounds kind of lame. Sounds like a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was supposed to take place on another planet, I guess.
Oh shit!
Which I'm also glad they didn't do.
Yeah,
because I don't know. I like that they placed it to where like Earth has a tie-in to that kind of universe. But yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
Like watching this makes me want to try to like get into the comics and learn more about the lore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alien vs Predator is now canon again.
Oh,
What?
is it?
Yeah, the newest movie made it canon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it says right here.
Oh.
Dude, no, but that's fucking confusing because I guess it wasn't canon for the longest time.
It wasn't. And now it was.
Now it is.
That's
Okay,
so
so
whack.
as
It's like
of the
Halloween.
new Predator movie, it is now canon. Before then, no sir.
Yeah, no, sir. How do you fuck me?
Man.
Dude, that's kind of convoluted though. That's kind of shitty. You got canon just to keep it. Let's just keep going with it. Stop fucking mixing and tying stuff in.
But I mean, talk to Star Wars too.
Hey, and I respect Star Wars though because they just said all the EU are just cutting that shit out. We're starting fresh, which is fine.
If it's on a screen, it's canon.
But now they got comics and books of their own now.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get into
Paper
them.
screens.
Yeah,
Yeah, we haven't done anything Star Wars yet, huh?
no, I want to though.
Yeah.
We will.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
Whoa. We're in there.
That'd be cool if we did The Mandalorian, but it's not a movie show. But still.
We're going to be talked about some TV show podcasts. Don't worry.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Do
TV show.
some money.
Oh, yeah. So, is it time for ratings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can have Lige do it last since he's the one that doesn't like it.
All right. I'm going to go out of 5. I'm going to give it a 3.5 to 4 spears out of 5.
Nice.
Because the movie's, I like it. I think it's a good movie. There are characters in it that really don't sell it for me, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, it's really just some of the characters that I don't like. Otherwise, I'm cool with everything else.
Yeah, because you could tell they were kind of just thrown in there
Yeah,
for kills.
exactly. They were just fodder. That's
Yeah.
all. The only real people that mattered was
Main character.
Sebastian, and then which is the archaeologist guy that
Yeah.
she shot, and the main character. Which
Yeah,
I
Miss
cannot-
Predator.
Miss Predator, which
Yeah.
I cannot remember her name.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
No, carry. I was gonna give my rating, but if you carry on with his thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, all the actors, like, there's only one that I've seen before that I actually kind of recognize. And even then, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't really know who it is. So, yeah, it's like most of them are just kind of nonchalant.
Yeah,
They're
the
just
only
thrown in there for...
the only guy that I knew was the Sons of Anarchy guy.
And he's like a minor character.
Yeah, he's
too.
a very minor character.
I think that's the
And-
guy who I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
that
He's
I
got the
recognize.
scar face.
Yeah, he's got scars on his face.
That's
Yeah.
the only one.
And I do, if you could clarify the actor that played the boss, because
Yeah.
when I saw him the first time, I could have swore he looked just like the guy who played the first cyborg in the first Alien.
Mm-hmm.
But while you're looking it up, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. I liked it because it's cool putting Alien vs Predator, but I think it could have done a lot better with the human kills. But I understand you need to do a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, because they want as much money as they possibly can. Rated R movies do not make as much money unless you're Joker
Oh, yeah.
Or It.
or
Or
Deadpool.
Logan.
Or Logan.
Logan's so good. So, yeah, while I still doing that, I give it also a 3 out of 5. Because it was better than I thought it was going to be. Mainly, I think I underestimated it because I was riding off of the Alien franchise instead of both Alien and Predator.
he played Bishop in Aliens.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the cyborg. Because there's a scene in Aliens where he gets hella got, and it's a dope fucking scene.
Really?
Yeah, it's good.
Wait, so he's in the franchise?
Yes.
So yeah, he's in Alien. Wait, which was the first one? Alien.
Alien is the first one. Aliens is the second one.
Okay, well then he's in the second one and the first one.
Okay, I don't know if there's a cyborg in yeah, I don't know.
So, but hey, you recognize him from the movies though, so yeah, he's definitely in those.
So I knew
movies.
2 of the actors.
Oh yeah. So is it time to move on? Oh wait, no, Elijah, did you give
Yeah, I rate a 3-star.
Oh, 3-star. Gotcha.
Wasn't
Too
bad.
busy researching.
All right, and then I guess we'll proceed into the next movie.
Which is
Voices.
The Voices.
The
Idiot.
Voices.
Actually, the funny thing is, before we watched this movie, we couldn't figure out if it was Voices or The Voices.
I keep
I know.
looking at the box art, being like, "Oh, it's definitely the voices."
And I kept saying, voices. Voices.
this movie follows Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He plays
From American Psycho.
Oh, yeah.
he plays a schizophrenic man who also has some other mental issues, and it follows him trying to, I guess, be normal is a thing, or just get better, because they tease that he had something in his past, because he goes to like a therapy session, and he has some troubles because he does hear animals talk to him, and you start seeing his descent into like a form of madness because he starts doing shit to people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What kind of shit, Chance?
What kind of shit?
Kills him.
Yeah, he starts killing him.
He hella kills him.
What?
Only targets one part of his company, though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
All his kills are from
exactly. It's
accounting.
from accounting. Literally, yeah, 3 people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's only 3, right?
Well, technically...
That we know of.
Technically, he killed 4 people, but 3 people from accounting.
Yeah.
Because there's 1 kill in his childhood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
he might have accidentally killed some other people on
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like all these other ones?
he killed 4 people
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah.
So, Ryan Reynolds, his character's name is Jerry,
Yeah.
and he works at a...
It's a bath.
It's like
yeah.
a bathtub place, but I think they do other things besides that.
I think
It's
they
like
they
all we see is him packaging.
I think they're shipping bathtubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bath supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see him working there. He's working out of the shipping crew. So he's got an awesome pink jumpsuit that he wears all the time.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
everything's
sick.
pink.
Oh,
Everything's so happy.
Yes, which
So-
I love how they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's amazing.
that was actually one of my notes. Was you brought up the fact that it's pink, and so like his whole not his whole life. Throughout the movie, we don't always see pink, but in his job, everything is pink. Like the forklifts are pink. Like the packaging is pink. The peanuts are I don't even know if the peanuts are. I don't know.
Probably.
But it immediately made me think Levian Rose, which means life in pink, and life in pink is like seeing through rose-colored glasses. So like, everything is
shit,
happy.
okay.
Everything is uppy go.
I like that. Yeah, that makes
So
a lot
I
of
was
sense.
like, whoa. So I don't know if that's specifically what it's supposed to be, because not the whole movie isn't like that, but in a sense it kind of is.
Well, I think for those scenes, everything's brighter because of he's not taking his medication,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and so his world is very skewed to what is
Exactly.
actually true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I highly doubt any company would want to paint their forklifts pink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
There's no point.
Mhm. So many things that they just like
Why
don't
would you
seem
repaint
real
them?
at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Just buy them and just use them.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. That you really have to think about like what we're actually seeing and what we're not seeing.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
The
I think
first
it's
time
so
you
cool.
like see him being a little crazy is when he goes home for the first time, and you hear voices, but you don't see anyone yet.
Mhm.
But then after like the second time you go, you notice that his fucking animals are talking to him.
Yeah.
Like Bosco and
Mr. Whiskers.
Mr. Whiskers. Bosco's like the super nice dog that he actually like has a friendship with, and Mr. Whiskers is a super like psychopath.
Yeah, he's a psychopath of a cat.
Yeah.
Bosco talks like this.
And I really like the voices are Ryan
They're
Reynolds
Ryan
doing
Reynolds.
the voices, which
Yeah.
makes it even more authentic.
Yeah, I
I
love
can
it.
speak.
Which they were gonna try to get like voice actors to do,
Technologies.
but then Ryan Reynolds like convinced him, saying like, "Hey, I think it would make more sense if I did the voices because it's in my head."
Mm-hmm.
And like he sent like an actual like taping of his voices and what voices you do for each animal,
Mm-hmm.
which is really cool. It was a super smart move.
Yeah,
fucking
super
idiot.
smart. And so the movie, when you first see it, when it first kind of comes in, you see that Jerry has this obsession with
Fiona.
Fiona was her name. With Fiona, which is a English woman who came to America because she's gonna marry a guy and then she got dicked on. She goes into it when she's getting drunk.
Yeah.
So that is when you first kind of start to realize that Jerry's not all there.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning you don't know that he's on these pills. You don't know that he has these problems.
Mm.
But you can see that something's not really right with his fascination with Fiona.
Yeah, because the way he talks, he's just so like uppity.
Yeah.
It's like a child,
Yeah.
like a child having a crush on a girl.
Yeah, and like
Like-
it revolves around everything that he does. Because as soon as he gets asked to do this weekend thing where they're going to plan a party for the company, and he learns that she'll be there, and then his fucking mood changes instantly into
He's
like
like,
giddy. Yeah, I'll go. Oh yeah. He keeps saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like trying to get the guy to shut the fuck up. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Like it's already decided.
Like he thinks of it as like a fairy tale. And
Yeah,
he's,
definitely.
He's the Prince Charming in this situation.
Definitely. And he's gonna woo this lady love of his.
Yeah.
And then, oh dude, that meeting though leads me into one of my favorite scenes of the movie when he eats that slice of pizza.
Dude, he eats it so fast.
Dude, they have leftover pizza and he's taking it all home. He's like, oh, free pizza. And then he's eating one while he's talking to a guy and he eats it in less than 5 seconds.
Yeah,
it's a huge slice. It's fucking nuts. Like, he doesn't swallow. He just shoves it in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
Which I think, I could be wrong on that, but I think that also alludes to his mental illness though. Because he's not feeding himself. Yeah. He's super hungry all the time. Every time you see him eat, he's stuffing his face.
Yeah. And like people are saying that he also has like OCD in the movie because I didn't notice it, but when I looked it up, like when he cuts up something and packages them up, if you notice, it goes like the Tupperware lids are different colors, and it goes blue, gold, blue, gold, blue, gold, blue, gold throughout all the rows.
I was like you could see kind of a pattern. I was wondering if that was specific or if it was. I honestly in my head I was just thinking like, oh, he was just grabbing Tupperware, he was just going for him.
But he like stacked them all the same height too, and
and he cleans it off and like puts it on there. Yeah,
cleans it off.
Yeah. Well, in his world, he thinks he's the cleanest fucking person ever.
Fuck, dude.
Ugh.
Oh man, I love how he destroys a fucking pizza. That was one of my notes.
But he eventually goes out with the girls from accounting because one of the girls, played by Anna Kendrick, she actually like has a crush on him.
Yeah, Lisa was her name.
Yeah, and so like she invites him out, like, and Fiona and the other girl are not really that
so
happy.
Fucking funny how it happens though. Like every time that she does this 3 times. Where she makes a suggestion and it just doesn't go how she wants it to.
Yeah. It always leads to like Fiona instead. Like this, dude. She was like, "Hey, Jerry, could you maybe like I'm a little drunk. Can you give me a ride home?" And he's just eating.
Yeah, he does not hear anything that she says.
Yeah.
And then like Fiona ends up saying like, "Oh yeah, I probably I'll get a taxi or something." And then he's like, I'll drive you home.
Well, I think though she goes like, "Oh, are you taking Fiona home?" And he's like, and then he looks at Fiona, "Yeah, I'll take you home." And then Anna's like, "Oh, so you're gonna take her home?"
And I guess I'll get a taxi. I guess
it's so fucking funny how that happens.
And I forgot what they say to him, but it has nothing to do with the thing. But then he's just all of a sudden he's like, "I know karate."
I think they were talking about the like Fiona situation.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah. I know karate.
He's just throwing that out there. Fuck, dude.
Then he's driving her home. he like invites her to a date, and he's like, "We should go to my favorite Asian restaurant. It's called Shi Shan."
Shi Shan.
And every time he says Shi Shan for the rest of the movie, he says it just like that.
Shi Shan. Everyone else says it different. They say like
Shi Shan.
Like Shi Shan. But he's like Shi Shan
every time, and it fucking cracks us up every time he would do it.
And it's so out of like context with the like whatever he's saying. He's like, "Yeah, so I'm gonna go to my favorite restaurant, Shi Shan."
Every time. It's like, remember that guy says, "Oh, I saw you at that restaurant. What was it? Oh, Shi Shan."
Shi Shan.
He hits that. It's like, fuck, dude.
Oh, and then he's like, "Yeah, I saw you there." He's like, "Thanks for seeing me there." He was like, "Well, I didn't mean to like do it on purpose." Like,
I think that might play into his OCD thing. How he says Shi Shan every time.
Yeah,
he has to say it that way.
Yeah.
That totally
that's another good play into that.
But yeah, he gets stood up because she goes to a karaoke thing, and then her car breaks down. Karma's a bitch. But then he somehow like drives up and meets her up, and then saying like, "Oh, I'll take you home." But now she wants to go on a date because gotta be nice now.
She stood him up, yeah.
But then he's like driving down this road, and he like want to ask her a riddle or something.
A trivia question, and he picks the creepiest fucking thing.
Yeah, like which one's the 4th angel?
Yeah, there are 4 angels named in the Bible. It's Raphael, Michael, and Gabriel. What's the 4th?
And then she was like making some guess, like Tim or Todd or something.
Yeah, Paul the angel.
But then he like hits a deer, crashes through the window, and in his head, the deer's like telling him to like end his misery, which plays to something later on.
Yeah,
and then he just grabs a fucking knife and just slits the throat right in front of her. He's like, the fourth angel is Lucifer.
As he's got deer blood
Like, he
all
didn't
over his
even-
face.
yeah.
He's not even breaking a stride when he says that.
So she just sprints off.
Just
I would
fucking
too.
Leaves his ass.
So yeah, and then I forgot about that. She's running, and he's chasing her. He's like, "Stop running! You're gonna get lost." And then she falls.
Well, he's straight armed too,
Yeah,
because you don't
he's-
run with a knife.
He's
Yeah.
running not with a knife in the right way.
Yeah.
Just you don't
Yeah.
fucking just flap your arms around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just straight.
exactly.
He's like, you're gonna get lost.
And then she trips backwards, and she's like trying to get away from him, and he fucking falls on her with a knife, stabs it into her. He's like, "How did that even happen?"
I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then,
Yeah.
like the deer, he tries to put her out of her misery.
Like stabbing her like 10 more times.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And just fucking going and going and going and going.
Yeah.
And then she's dead.
Yeah.
And that leads him to his, like, he already had a psychotic break before this, but this is like
Yeah.
what really pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, because he goes back home. The cat pretty much convinces him, like, oh no, you did it on purpose because you brought the knife. Like, why would you bring a knife? He's like, oh no. So he takes the body back, and then that's when he cuts it into all the fucking Tupperware, but leaves the head in his fridge.
Yeah, because he's got to have company.
Yeah,
He talks to the head.
I even wrote down, I was like, how does he have such a clean, not bloody cut of the head?
Mm-hmm.
But then later on we figure out why.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I remember,
actually-
like, the whole time saying, like, why is... So he cuts the body up in his kitchen. I remember the whole time saying, why are you doing it in your kitchen?
Yeah.
You're an idiot. That's,
Yeah.
like, the one place you don't want to do it. Even if you clean as well as we see you clean,
Yeah.
it will never come out.
Yeah.
Turns out, I was right.
Yeah. Because, like, one of the next scenes, he finally decides, oh, I want to take my pills because I don't want to go down this road.
Yeah.
And then, like, the next day, his whole house is, like, disgustingly
Gross,
He has
dude.
pizza boxes towered up the ceiling. There's mold. There's blood all over the
There's
lampshades.
Dog shit everywhere.
There's cat shit. It smells so bad. Everything's the worst. He opens up his fridge to find a gross,
Human head decaying.
bleeding all over his fridge.
And then his animals don't talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the part that pushed him back over the edge, though.
Yeah, because he was all alone.
Because
Yeah,
he's alone.
don't leave me alone. That made me sad.
Yeah, that was
We have to talk real quick about the Scottish accent for the cat.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
So
fucking sick.
Yeah.
Mr. Whiskers is a Scottish bastard.
good. Yeah. So
Oh.
funny.
I wrote down before he took the pills, like, she wanted him to take the pills
Mhm.
because he wanted to, but then as soon as he does, she hated the drugs because he figured out that he hated the drugs. So it just ties into him playing the voice.
Yeah.
And you only hear her, like, the girl's voices because they're actually real people. So he's
Yeah.
just,
So he knows that.
but you definitely know that it's from his perspective though, because
Mhm.
if you hear the way that she talks, she's like, "Oh, blimey!" And
Yeah.
just throwing out like
Yeah.
random fucking slang that they don't say that
Yeah.
often.
Well, she never said when she was alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, yeah, because he's eating breakfast. And she's like, "How is it, chummy chum?" And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, can I get a bite? And he gives her like the
Yeah.
fucking spoon.
Yeah.
Ah.
That was so
Fuck,
funny.
dude.
But actually, yeah. So the first time we truly see that he's seeing a different reality, it's kind of cool. Like, he goes back to pick up her body, and it's like perfectly intact.
Mhm.
Like not a single. There's like the stab wounds and everything.
But there's no blood leaking.
There's
or
no
anything.
blood, even though there was a shit ton the night before.
Yep.
He picks her up, takes her away, and then he goes and chops her up.
Yeah.
But the camera pans down to see like bloody guts on the ground and
Yeah.
shit like that. So that was the first little instance right there.
Yeah.
And then that's what ties into the rest of it, is like he's like for sure seeing all this shit, and it's like I thought that was a cool scene how they did that.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of the deaths in this movie are pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah,
The
dude.
like next death that happens is a flashback, and the reason he has it is because he convinces himself that he wants to kill again,
Mhm.
and so he wants to kill Anna Kendrick. So he takes her on a date because he doesn't think he likes her, but then he actually has a good time.
Mhm.
Takes her back to his old like house, and then it's a flashback. This scene, me and Brady both like we winced.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
it's
so
bad.
bad because
It was
the
rough.
cops are coming to take her away because she's
Take his mom away.
Yeah.
So his mom also has the same disease that he has.
Yeah.
And it got passed down to him. And she was also going off her medication. And she was, I think, dying or just really sick.
well, she was self-mutilating a lot.
Ah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Because she could see angels.
That's right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So she... Then, I'll let Chance take it back, right? I just wanted to explain that it was the mom.
But yeah, she didn't want to be taken because they would force her not to see the way that she does.
Yeah. They
So
made her
she
take pills.
breaks like a glass or some like porcelain thing, and then right, and
Fuck,
she puts it
dude.
right in the side of her throat, and she's going to like do the whole like side to side thing, but she
Mhm.
can't do it. So she tells him to do it,
Mhm.
and he does, and it's so. Oh, my hands are going weak just thinking about it.
I can't watch suicide scenes. Like when they're cutting themselves or shit, I can't do it. It makes me squirm.
Yeah.
So when she just cuts her neck, it's like,
and then he finishes it, but you know what's happening even though they go off the screen. It's just...
Because he just closes the door, and then the next time they open the door, he's just sitting there bloody with the knife thing.
Yeah. But yeah, it explains why he had to go through this therapy thing, because he got put away for a while, because fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to get better. Has dad problems, and like he has like a breakdown with Anna Kendrick, and then like instead of like consoling him, she kisses him, which is like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they walk away, and as they're walking away, he just like takes a knife from like the back of his pants and puts it away while they're walking away. And I wrote down, I was like, would have killed a bitch if she didn't kiss him.
I really like that scene though, because like you don't know he had the knife the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he just out of nowhere pulls it out and puts it like as they're walking through a doorway, he puts it right next to the doorway so she can't see.
Yeah.
Like his whole thing is he just doesn't want to be alone. So now he's like, oh wow, she actually wants to be with me.
Yeah. Definitely. And then they go, and then he kind of starts having these weird thoughts because Fiona's like, kill her. And then he decides he's not going to, and he's going to be an upstanding member of society until Anna Kendrick breaks into his apartment.
Yeah, because he's locked out.
Yeah,
and she's being nice. She wanted to show up and surprise him, and like have a nice date with him. But he's like, he doesn't want her in the house because obviously. Yeah. And then she breaks in, sees all this shit, and then he walks in and he's like, I was going to break through the skylight.
Yeah, he's like, I told you I was going to go through the skylight, and you're supposed to go home. Yeah, she doesn't. Well, she goes home eventually. I guess.
Yeah. But I wrote down the stare down with the cat killed me because he's like, you don't hear the cat because it's more playing this perspective of Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
And he's just like yelling at his cat, but he just keeps panning at the cat, staring at Ryan. And you just hear this like dense like, "Bwah."
It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, and then she starts running around. She eventually locks herself in the bedroom, and then she's trying to convince him to let her go. And she makes a break for it, and that's when he kills her. And this death was brutal.
It was so sudden, too.
Yeah, because he just grabs her and... What were you going to say?
I forgot that it happened. Dude, I was like double surprised when this happened.
This is the first time I've seen this movie, so I had no idea this was happening. Yeah. So he grabs her and just throws her back to the bed, and she snaps her fucking neck on the baseboard.
Yeah. And
or the headboard, I guess.
Yeah. He kind of has a kid's bed. Because it's just surrounded by wood. It's like a twin bed.
I think it's a built-in bed.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's cool.
Snaps her neck, and then she's just like, I think she says, call 911.
She's like, I don't want to die, help me.
Yeah, and then he just like lays next to her and like kisses her or snuggles up on her shoulder.
Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
While she just passes away. Because in his head, even if she dies, she's alive in his head.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then she dies.
Cuts her up, puts her head in the fridge.
Yep, same thing.
Yeah.
And that's when the third accounting lady gets suspicious that her two friends are now gone.
Literally, this was the funniest thing. Because, she's like, both of my friends are gone, so I'm going to show up to his fucking house, even though I have good reason to believe that they're not alive anymore.
Yeah, because she saw the newspaper article where he killed her mom for his mom.
Exactly. And then so she shows up, and that was my first thing. It's like, call the fucking cops first, dude.
Dude, it's like weird.
And then, so it's kind of funny, though, because it shows how, like some people can just be so...
stupid.
Obtuse.
They're just going to believe, nothing's actually wrong, so I'm just going to show up and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And then literally doesn't show a death scene, she's just dead.
Well,
her head is in his fridge now.
Yep.
Like, that's all that happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think after this kill, he starts like going in a big slump because he knows he's going down a path. But I love the scene, like, he's looking at something, but you don't see the animals, but he's just making the voices for the animals, and it shows him doing it. I thought that was so fucking smart.
Same. Yeah. I absolutely love that scene. Yeah. That was so great. And it just really just reinforces the fact that he's not doing well right now.
And he's starting to convince himself that he's not doing well because Bosco, through the whole thing, he's like, no, you have a good side to you.
Yeah,
and
you're a good boy.
He's like, hey, Jerry, you know how I said that you were a good person and nothing bad could happen? I changed my mind.
He just walks off.
His dog says, I changed my mind, and then leaves his ass. And then crazy. Bosco eventually runs away.
Yeah, because one of the dudes comes by, opens up the house.
Instead of calling the fucking cops
still smart on this part, though.
Yeah.
Okay, no, he is dumb. Because he should have called the cops right when he saw their cars behind the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when he goes upstairs, he pukes and then calls the cops.
And gets away.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right after the scene where he has a talk with the dog, I don't know. The movie just kind of felt long to me. You know?
Yeah.
It just felt like it dragged on, and that's like the only reason I don't like this movie is because it was so entertaining and gross throughout the first half, but then like the last half to last third is just so it just keeps going and going and going. But it makes sense to the movie. Like he kidnaps the therapist because he wants like an actual therapy session. Because every time you see him go to the therapy section, she just asks like survey questions. And she just fills in the boxes. Which is not good for therapy. Because you want that connection when you're someone with like a disability.
Definitely.
Exactly. And this is when we find out like, or at least I looked at it as something different. Like we find out that Jerry is actually he's pretty smart. Like when he's talking to the therapist, he's like talking like he knows everything that's going on in his head, but he plays into it. And like that's why like earlier in the movie he's constantly singing, "Come on, sing along, sing a happy song." Like he sings that like the whole thing
because Fiona likes that song.
And the conga.
Exactly. And like he just has this so like it kind of ties back to the Levi and Rose thing. It's like you're just gonna live it like there's nothing wrong, but he knows there's something wrong. So when it's a really intelligent conversation with the therapist, honestly.
Because he has like one question and then she answers it and he's like, "See, that's like 10 years of therapy, right?"
That's so funny.
And then it all ends with
him bringing her to the house. And cops coming. And him going downstairs, accidentally breaking a gas pipe.
And then the apartment that he's living in, which is on top of a bowling alley, everything catches on fire. And he decides that he doesn't want to be a killer, so he just lets the fire kill him.
Well, he just lays on the ground. He's like, "I want to go back to sleep," and he lets the gas kill him.
Well, he asphyxiates.
But definitely some cops had to have died. In
Dude, that explosion was huge. One of them fell down the stairs.
He's like, "Shit, dude."
It was crazy.
Oh man,
you racked up a good little
death count.
And then,
dude, I wrote this down. I was like, "What the fuck was that ending?" Though?
Dude,
it was pretty.
I mean, I shouldn't even call it an ending. It's like
a credit.
It's a credit scene. Like I get it for his mindset, but it was so fucking cringy and weird.
Should not have been a thing.
No.
Like all of them, including Jesus, were there singing the happy song for the whole thing, and I don't know. It was just weird. It was too.
They trying to
weird.
be funny with it. And it's like I would have just gotten up and left that movie at that point. I'm not gonna watch that whole thing.
Because the movie was so like consistent with it being like funny, creepy, weird, funny, creepy, weird. And
I think they wanted to end on a high note or a laughing note.
I think they ended on a good enough note because he got to see his own wrongs in it. But in that, it just wanted to make everything they did positive. Which. Not good.
Murdered people, bro.
Like probably not going to heaven in that sense. He might be. I don't know.
He knows his heart, his faith.
It was weird though. Yeah, because as soon as like Jesus came down, I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" So that was just weird. It was a weird feel.
This movie wasn't released worldwide. It was like at like the Sundance Festival, and then it was released in like limited theaters. Like I think most of it was in Canada. So the budget was $11 million, and then it made $444,000.
Okay, I was like 444 million. How have I not heard of this movie?
According to Wikipedia. So,
well, it makes sense because like if it's an indie movie, it's not. You're not going to do a whole lot.
And I think when I saw trailers for it, I was like iffy about it. I don't like. I didn't watch it until I think after Deadpool because I was like, oh, okay. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is finally getting back into good, funny movies, and then it was good. Like I said, the first half, phenomenal. A good fucking movie. Second half was just kind of dragged and kept like repeating itself sometimes, and then the ending just fucking ruined it for me. So my rating for this movie is 2 out of 5. This is my movie that I disliked, but Lige saw it. He said he liked it, so this was my movie.
Yeah, so I actually gave it a 2.5 star. Like I still like the movie. I always enjoy watching it, but overall it was like it could have been better, honestly. So like it's good to watch if you want to watch it, but don't expect the world from it. So that's my take on it, honestly.
I go probably honestly the same as Alien vs Predator. Okay, you know what? I'll do Alien vs Predator. Well, because they're different genres of movies, but I like them kind of the same.
Yeah.
For being honest. This one is funnier. I laughed pretty hard at a lot of scenes.
Times.
I'm going to give this a 4. I'm going to go back to Alien vs. Predator 3.5.
Okay.
That's how I'm gonna categorize that. Yeah, go on, Chance. Get back on that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 stabbings. I guess I don't know.
4,
Shooting the shots.
2 out of
Talking
5
heads.
Four
Tupperware containers full of Fiona.
4 out of 5 Shi Shans.
Shi Shan.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it's time to move on to the main event.
After
First,
a water break.
Yeah. Pacific Rim. This is probably the most controversial of the movie choices. This is the one I picked because I think it's ass. Not a big fan. Though I will admit, the second time through, I think I liked it a little bit more. But the same problems I had with the first time through were still there for me. So this movie is about kaiju, which are giant monsters, have been breaking into our universe through underwater. Well, it's one breach, right? There's only one breach
in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, in the Pacific Ocean, there is a breach where these monsters are breaking through, and they are just destroying everything that they come across, just wiping out cities, killing humans. Everybody's dying. So the governments of the world decide that they need to unite, and then they build giant Jaeger fighting robots to take out these kaiju. Mm-hmm. And the movie takes place, I think it was 7 years after the war started, is when we first get the movie. Or is it 3 years?
I think it... Well, look, we got the...
Yeah, it honestly, that detail doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So the movie opens up with a couple years after the war started, where these giant Jaegers are established fighting things, and we see 2 brothers operating one Jaeger. Gypsy Danger. And then shit goes down. And then the story follows one of the brothers who, spoiler alert, survives the accident that happens. And then it goes on to show how he is going to get back into the fighting spirit and start fighting some more kaiju a couple years down the line. And that's essentially the synopsis of this movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
My first note is ass. Because I'm just not... I don't like it when people try to be macho. Mm-hmm. I just want you to be macho. Yeah. I don't want you to attempt it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the way that the main character, his name is Raleigh. But every time this Australian cunt says his name, he goes, Raleigh! Like, I don't know if he's saying Riley or Raleigh.
Because I think originally, at first he said Riley, and then he's like, no, it's Raleigh. And then he's like, see you later, Raleigh.
Dude, if that's what happens, then I'm pissed. Like, it's so annoying the whole time. Yeah. But so the main character, Raleigh, he has like a voiceover in the very intro scenes, and he's trying to talk like Batman, in my opinion. He's making his voice like grovelly, whatever that word is. Mm-hmm. He's trying to sound macho, like, I'm too cool for this. I've just been doing everything for so long. Yeah. And then when you hear him talk in the movie, it's a different voice. Yeah. And that annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah. Maybe it's a future self and he's older.
Shut up.
See, I didn't know whether it was him or his brother that was talking in the beginning. And that's the thing. Like,
it could be his brother.
I think it's supposed to be him.
Yeah, it's supposed to be him because how would Yancey know what happens later on?
Yeah, and then you hear Raleigh break into that voice every now and then. Like he slips back into it.
Yeah.
It's I like the actor Charlie Hunnam. Sorry, Hunnam. I like Charlie Hunnam, but I'm just pick a voice and go with it, dude. Just be that voice. Stop fluctuating.
I think it's all a thing with like changing his accent because he's not American. Yeah. I think they should just let him keep his accent.
Yeah, why not?
Because, I mean, it's not like it was imperative that we needed an American to be the main story.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we have...
Because literally nobody else is, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it's like... Or except for Charlie Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then his, I think his research partner is also...
And not to mention Idris' character, he's American, so it's like, you could have just had him...
Oh, he has an accent, I'm pretty sure.
Does he?
I think so.
I want to say he's American, but I could be wrong.
I mean... Idris is not American.
Yeah, he's British.
I think his character is American.
I could be wrong. I could also be wrong.
Yeah, I could be wrong too. I can't remember.
But yeah, I do agree. Sometimes he does put on that voice, but it's like I don't understand why he wants to because Charlie Hunnam's a big boy.
That's what I'm saying.
Like he can be intimidating by himself.
Yeah, that's my whole point. Like you don't have to act macho. Just be macho. Just like Danny Trejo. Every time I see him in a movie, Do you think he acts different? No, he's being Danny Trejo.
Yeah, even when he's funny, it's like, haha, I wouldn't fuck with you.
Yeah, exactly. like when he's the man in the fucking Fanboys.
Yeah.
And that's a funny role. I still wouldn't fuck with him.
Yeah.
Because he's the man. He's just being himself.
He's the chief.
The chief. That's what it was. The chief. Oh, dude.
So funny.
Like, one of my first notes is, like, I feel bad for it because I am, like, a Pacific Rim, like, fanboy, but I'm glad the brother died. Because every time he delivered a line, like, I can't put all the blame on the actor because there's so many things that goes into it, but every time he delivered a line, it was just so, like, forced and weird, and when he died, I was like, okay. The first time I watched it, him dying caught me off surprise because I thought it was going to be, like, them two throughout the whole entire movie. Yeah. But then he died, and I was just like, oh, no, that sucks, but then I watched it again, and I was like, it's kind of a good thing.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay that it happened.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. So yeah, this, like, I really like the idea of Pacific Rim. I think it's a dope idea.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like fighting robots and kaiju? Who doesn't like that? But it's just the way
some fucking loser.
Just the way they went about it. Just
boy Raleigh.
Raleigh.
Fuck, dude. They had so much potential in my eyes, and they just pissed it down the drain with a not good acting performance.
Yeah, like I kind of agree. Like I still like the movie. I liked it a lot more the first time I saw it than this time. But it's because it's kind of like it hasn't been long since it's aged, but it's like it's aged a little bit different. Like I still think the music, I thought that was badass.
I love the music so much.
Yeah. I think it's so sick, dude. Every time it comes up, I'm like, oh.
Me and my friends sometimes after work when we go on drives, we just play the Pacific Rim soundtrack, and I'd get fucking hyped. I was sweating hyped.
Fuck, dude. All the fight scenes are fucking sick.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
All of them are sick. It's just, there's just a lot of things, man. It's too macho. They're trying way too hard. A lot of the side characters the same way. The Australian duo is a perfect example. Mm-hmm. They're cunts.
Well, you should say cunt, because the dad is a nice guy.
Yeah, okay. Is he, though? Because he's letting his son be that way. Is he really a nice guy? He's enabling his son to be an asshole.
Well, I think it's a little too late to not.
No, fuck that. It's never too late. Yeah. You slap the shit out of your kid when he's being an asshole. He calls the commanding officer's daughter a bitch. To her face.
Well, to be fair, nobody knows that relationship except for Raleigh.
Okay.
They don't make that known.
Still, she is supposed to be an officer that's like, maybe not above you, but it's still someone that you're supposed to show support to.
Well, she's a cadet. She's under him.
Is she? I thought she was a researcher.
She's the highest of the class.
I thought she was a researcher lady because she's always got that fucking tablet doing shit.
I think she just helps him do numbers.
They portrayed it a little weird.
Yeah, because
you don't really know.
She's not supposed to be like someone higher up because she's like. Yeah. Like Raleigh talks about it, like she's doing high on the tests.
Yeah. Well, I thought she was just taking the pilot tests on top of what she was doing. That was my interpretation of it.
But I think it's like a little mix.
I could see it being Chance's way because like she's not wearing anything to really signify anything, but neither is anybody else except for Marshall.
Yeah. Because her and Idris, Pentecost. She always says like, "Oh, you promised me that I could pilot a Jaeger." But of course, like this is like the final mission. He doesn't want her any part of this because he doesn't think that she's ready because of her like emotional problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually like the Ozzy character mainly because like he is originally portrayed as the like asshole that like he wants fame and he's just supposed to be a dickhead. But in all the scenes where he's like supposed to be a hero, he nails it.
Yeah.
And even like when he is being an asshole to Mako and Raleigh, in the thing he's just like, why do I shouldn't have to trust in this grave mission someone who just came out of retirement who had a problem before and some rookie. Like he in our eyes is an asshole, but if you get in his shoes,
no, he's right on that.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't want that either.
Yeah, no, he's right.
Yeah,
but it's just the way he goes about everything. Is dude,
because he's an alpha.
Yeah, he's trying to be abrasive. And it's like, why? Why even be that way? Yeah. It's because they're macho.
Yeah. Well, he also has like a high ego because he has like the most confirmed kills in a Jaeger.
Yeah.
So he's like,
he grabbed the tags.
And then in their universe, they're superstars. So he's like the superstar.
I'd still punch. The one scene I like is when Raleigh just beats the shit out of him. I really like that scene. Yeah. Kicks the shit out of him.
Yeah, even the hand-to-hand fight scenes are dope.
Except for one, which I was... So, there's one... So, Raleigh, he eventually comes back into the fold. Yeah. The governments of the world decide to shut down the Jaeger problem, or the Jaeger fighters.
And rely on a wall.
Yeah, is it because the kaiju are kind of less coming, or is it because there's too many of them? I can't remember. It's something like for some reason they decide to shut the Jaeger project down, and they build a giant wall around the whole Pacific Rim, essentially. And so Raleigh decides to join that crew because he's not a fucking Jaeger pilot anymore. But then he gets recruited, and then they go through all these like tests bullshit to make sure he's good again. And there's one where they're fighting a bunch of people so they can see if they're drift compatible,
yeah.
Which means so in order to pilot a Jaeger, one person can't do it on their own, which doesn't really make sense to me, but I'll allow it because I don't know the science behind it too much. So you need 2 people to take on the load from your brain to pilot these Jaegers. And you need to find if you're drift compatible. So he's beating these people up. It's cool when he's doing it, and he's fighting those dudes. He's kicking the shit out of them. It's awesome.
Because again, Charlie Hunnam, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But then when Mako comes in, it's bad. When she comes in to fight him, it gets really, really bad.
Like when they actually like fight, it's cool. But like I hate that they keep pausing and saying like 0-1.
Yeah.
Or it's like
1-1.
It's like you weren't doing that with anyone else. Like why does it fucking matter?
Well, I think the reason they slow down is because I don't think one of them can actually fight.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at it, their moves are so. I'm not a martial artist in any way, shape, or form. I don't know anything, but I can tell when someone's punching slower.
Yeah.
You can see it.
And again, I don't like when they stop because usually in like a martial arts setting, somebody stops you from hitting it, not you stop and be like, I got a point. Mm-hmm. That's not how... There's a ref for a reason, sir.
Dude, and it's like, when she steps in, she's supposed to be like a badass, and she is, but it's bad. The way that they did that fight, I thought was not good.
Yeah. It could have been better.
Could have been better. And then it turns out that they are drift compatible, but Marshall, being fucking daddy, is like, no, you're not doing it. Which, another scene I didn't like. He says no so strongly in like such a fuck you way. He's like, don't even try and ask me again. Yeah. Then he gets in an elevator, not even 2 minutes later, has a nosebleed. He's like, fuck it, you can do it. Yeah. Like, he turns face so fast.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done like a flashback to where, because he saves Mako from a giant kaiju attack, and that's why he adopts her. I wish they would have shown us that then. When he got the nosebleed, because it's supposed to be an allude to like, oh, remember when you saved her? I think that's what they're doing, but it's fucking stupid. They should have just done a flashback instead.
Yeah, a part of the fight scene I did like is you see Raleigh use a bunch of different fighting styles. Like he holds a sword like double-handed, like katana style, and then he does like I think like an overhead one, but then he fucking pulls out the Star Killer, and he fucking whops on that guy. That shit was
wow wow wow.
I don't know if he did his own stunts for that, but dude, that was fucking sick.
I mean, probably. Dude, yeah. The only people I liked in this movie were the research team. Charlie Day, and I can't remember the other actor's name.
Yeah. They had like actual chemistry.
It was great.
All their scenes were like spot on.
Yeah. And they were both funny when they needed to be, but serious in other times.
Yeah. They were the comedy relief of the movie.
Definitely.
There wasn't ever any other funny parts besides them. And like whoever plays them. I can't remember his name.
He's in the first
Hellboy. He's in that too.
Oh, Ron Perlman? Yeah,
Ron Perlman, Mr. Hellboy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like one problem that happened, like I think
Vern Gorman.
Oh, okay. But like closely after the fight scene, like she's like storming off because she's upset, and then like she's trying to open her door, but then he's just like, "Oh, that's my that's my room," and then she goes to the other one, but they're like, I don't know how to describe the door, but it's
like
a
valve, or what is it? Yeah, is it a valve?
It's like it's just a giant. Like a wheel that you have to turn and it opens, but there's no fucking lock on the door.
No,
and he's just like, that's my door. Like she couldn't get in, but how is it different from yours? They both have the same opening, and there's no lock.
She's just turning it the wrong way.
Like my only thing is like maybe she's like so flustered or whatever.
Definitely, she's turning it the wrong way.
Yeah,
she's like pressing it.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh man, like there's just a lot of stuff like that, and Guillermo del Toro, he helped write this and he directed it, and I love Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to know what I look like, it's Guillermo del Toro.
Exactly like Guillermo
I am not kidding when I said that.
What the fuck?
Dude, I look exactly like Guillermo del Toro. It's fucking weird.
Oh, that's so funny.
Like I love that guy because it's me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck, man, this movie.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
It.
It's like it's really only the story, kind of just the flow of the movie. It could have been just a little bit tweaked, and it probably would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
I still love it, like I was saying earlier. But, like, I could totally see your standpoint, because watching it again, I was like, okay, I I can see the
See what I'm
parts
talking
where
about?
mine-
Yeah.
And it was funny because Brady and I watched a show called The Troll Hunter.
Yeah.
Which is kind of meant for kids, but it's not.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. It's honestly a pretty cool show.
Oh,
the
it's
visuals are awesome. Like
the story's great.
Yeah. And the kaiju remind me of the trolls. And like, I don't know. It kinda,
No,
like,
definitely.
it's
You
funny
can see
linking
that.
them together.
Well,
But
yeah, Guillermo del Toro also does Troll Hunters. So so another reason to love that man.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because it's like you think like I feel like the story in Trolls could probably be better than this.
Oh
movie.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
but it's still really good. Honestly, like I don't know. I just think that's
Yeah,
funny.
you can always tell when it's like a Guillermo movie because like he puts a lot of color lenses on a lot of his
Definitely.
shots,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and just like I don't know, it makes it look. I don't want to say old, but almost like a steampunk vibe. The way that he even like in the movies that don't have like any technology,
Mm-hmm.
because like he puts like an orange lens, a
Yeah.
blue lens, and like the creatures are so like unique.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the things I saw is they had like hundreds of different molds for creatures, and they would just keep voting on ones that they would put in, like which ones look the best.
That's
Yeah,
cool. I
that's
like
cool.
that. That's really cool.
Did he do Hellboy too?
Yeah,
Guillermo?
he did the.
Because he also
I think he did the monsters. I don't think he directed it. Did he
Oh.
direct it?
I
Let's
think
look it
he
up.
did the first two.
Okay.
He didn't
yeah.
Oh
do
no,
this
he
one.
definitely did. He
Yeah,
definitely
'cause people like we're talking about what is it?
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water being connected because it's like the same water guy.
Yeah.
But it's not actually him. But
Mhm.
so
Maybe the same species. We don't
Oh
know.
no, I want the good
Like
Hellboy, not the
Yoda.
new Hellboy.
Like well, there are like some flaws that I find in this movie, and like as I said, I'm a fanboy of this movie. Like one of the first scenes of the scientist, like this guy gives, not Charlie Day, the other one, but he gives like this whole chalkboard worth of math, saying like, hey, we're gonna get more kaiju more often. Like we're gonna start getting them in 5 days, 4 days, or we're gonna start getting 2 every 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But then like a few scenes afterwards, they get like an alert of a kaiju coming out of the breach. And the guy that like mans that station, he's like, "What? Another kaiju breach?" Is like, did they not tell you the science?
Yeah, they
Like,
literally said this is gonna happen.
like, did they not tell everyone and the whole thing? Because I would let everyone know, be like, "Hey, this is gonna happen more often. Always be ready."
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. Another thing I want to talk about: how do they nickname every kaiju that comes out? How do they know what they look like?
yeah.
They call them Leatherback and fucking Itachi.
It's like do they just sense their aura?
Yeah, like what? How
Well,
do they
I mean, they might do the same thing that they do like for like hurricanes. You know, just like
just
Yeah.
throw a name out there?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Just
Okay. I need to know what I think Itachi has something to do with lightning, because the one they call Itachi literally throws EMPs around.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And like another small thing that kind of bothered me was Idris's character's sick because he piloted a Jaeger by himself for like an extended period of time, and the only people that have ever done that would be him and Raleigh. But he has like side effects, like he's sick, he's dying, he keeps bleeding through his nose. But then when Raleigh sees that he's like bleeding through his nose, he's like, "I didn't know you're sick, but dude, you synced with Mako. You guys know all your guys' past."
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it not popping up every time because sometimes they don't dwell deep into all the memories.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that'd be one that would stand out in Mako's head a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's her foster dad.
Yeah. Fuck. And so I think. Oh, by the way, Itachi means a weasel. I was wrong. Itachi means weasel in Japanese, and it signifies a bad or ill omen.
Oh,
So, I mean,
Itachi Uchiha.
okay.
So I was wrong on that one. So yeah, so they could just be doing like with the hurricanes. They're just
Yeah.
throwing names out there.
Yeah.
I kind of like to talk to that. So in the second movie, it's a big thing that you cannot pilot a Jaeger by yourself. It's that's a big part of the movie.
Mhm.
But we have 2 people in this movie that have done it.
Yeah.
One person walked across the Pacific Ocean, probably hundreds of miles of ocean, by himself. The second one fought a fucking fight against a kaiju.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. It's kinda
Like
crazy.
they talk about how like you can't do it in the second one, and then the main character goes not even a step, maybe 2 steps, and fucking collapses, and almost dies.
well, it's a good thing we don't talk about the second movie because the second movie's ass.
Dude, it's bad. It's so that's just what I'm talking about. They're not being constant with their things.
You know, I mean, there's also different writers, directors, and studios for both of them. This one's Warner Brothers, the other one's Universal, or vice versa. So
I did not know that.
they
Okay,
fucked up everything. In the
yeah,
second one.
okay,
I
that makes a
hate the
lot
second
more
one.
sense then. I didn't know that. I
Because
thought it was the
Guillermo
same
didn't
people.
even touch the second one at all.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was like wanted to, but he was tied to something else.
Troll Hunters, probably.
Well,
fuck, dude.
if you like the first one, you can watch the second one and enjoy it, but don't enjoy it like as a sequel to the first one. I guess that makes any sense. Like it was just so random. Like if they put like a what is it called?
Child.
Yeah,
they
literally the second
pilot Jaegers.
Yeah.
Okay, she made her own Jaeger. That was kind of cool.
That's why you would like it, because it's like, it takes
for kids.
It's
honestly
kind of campy.
Yeah, like it's like kind of just.
I mean, this one's not meant for an adult audience either.
Mm-hmm.
This one's meant for like teenagers.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like giant robots versus giant monsters. That gets fucking teenagers pumping,
Mm-hmm.
and it did for me because I was dangerous.
Swords and shit.
Yeah, the main thing about this is like the fight scene. After a while, like Charlie Day has to go sync with the brain twice. He did it once, and then he sent on a mission to go do it twice.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he meets Ron Perlman, and he syncs up with a live brain, and they're told like, oh, 2 kaiju are coming now, and the other doctor's just like, well, that's not right. My number said that there's supposed to be 3. It's kind of like saying that there's going to be 3.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's what leads to the climax of this movie. They're going for like the big boy fight.
Yeah.
Where there's only 2 Jaegers left, which kind of pissed me off because I wish I would got to see the other 2 Jaegers a little bit more.
Yeah.
They literally lived for like 5 minutes in a fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the Russian people, they went the longest. They have 6 years of no breaching on their side of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they die in like not even 5 minutes.
It's kind of
They
crazy.
get fucked up.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 kaiju, but I don't know. Like, when I first watched this movie, I was intrigued by the Jaeger with 3 arms, just because I'm like, oh, I want to see, like, how that's going to take into play. Like, maybe there's some, like, spinning technique. And they show some of the moves of that one. Like, he jumps over to the kaiju, and while he's in midair, the legs turn so he can land upright again. That was cool. But then they just die really fast.
Yeah.
And then
3-arm technique didn't help
I
shit.
said the 3 arms should have been, the third arm should have been a third leg. I think that would be cool.
The leg coming out of his stomach, he just
fucks
kicks
him
him
up.
But then the other guys just get like drowned and then exploded.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was pretty brutal.
And this is like where the jock of the guy actually has like a hero moment because they get EMP'd, and then him and his dad go out just on top of their Jaeger with flare guns, thinking like that's gonna work, but they're like trying to make their last stand. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
Going out on top.
Well,
Yeah.
what's crazy is that the 2 Jaegers died. All the crews died. That wasn't even the main fight.
Yeah.
That was like the secondary main fight.
Yeah, I think they should have died in the main fight.
Yeah.
Like
it
they
kind
should
of
have.
blows my mind.
Yeah, they should have showed their abilities more. I get it because they wanted to show how in sync that Raleigh and Mako could be in the Jaeger.
Yeah.
Because it was like their actual fight, because they're the only ones that can fight the 2 kaiju. Because he kills one really sick. Like he's like he uses shipping crates as brass knuckles at one point.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then uses a ship as a sword. We'll get into that.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
But yeah, then he fights the other one in air, and then he has like a surprise sword that I would guess
It's been there the whole time.
Well,
I guess this is the first time he's fought in Gypsy Danger.
Yeah.
Since the accident, so I could see him not knowing.
Yeah, there's a theory saying that like because they upgraded it, he didn't know about it, and she like doesn't know either because she never piloted Gypsy Danger.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see it, but I feel like that's something that
They would
your
tell.
crew should
Yeah.
tell you, being like, "Hey, don't know if you know, you got 2 sick ass swords that cut through kaiju, very clean."
Super fucking clean.
Yeah, because they were like, it was one cut. It was
Yeah.
like fucking butter.
Mm-hmm. And every time it fights with the sword, it's like
Easy.
clean cut.
Yeah. And then you like crashes on the earth, which probably could have destroyed the whole city, but I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
there's some things you don't want to put in a movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Yeah.
But yeah, then they go towards the end fight, which right before they have one of my favorite pep up scenes where like Idris gives like his like cancel the apocalypse
Oh yeah.
thing.
Speech?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it hypes me up.
Yeah, that's a good one. We're canceling the apocalypse.
And then they have their big ass fight where just 2 Jaegers now to fight 2 Category 4s in the first ever Category 5.
Yep.
They should have died.
Yeah, I don't like that
Especially when it
fight,
was
to be honest with
3
you.
against 2 Category 4s.
Yeah.
And 2 of them died.
It's kind of anticlimactic if you think about it.
I think the fight before it is better.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
they're still both hella dope.
Yeah.
Like the one the Croc swims straight at Gypsy Danger when he has like not even a leg, and he just holds the knife out and just
cuts it in half
all the way in half.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And the mini nuke shooting all the water away from it. It's a little unrealistic, but it is a nuke, I guess. But
I don't know how that worked, but it was
And
cool.
it would have to go. It had to breach the surface for the air to flood in because there's no air in the water unless it's like, unless it's straight up stripping hydrogen. No, because I don't think you could do that. Well, maybe you can because they would have to break.
I was thinking
bonds,
about that the whole
and
time.
if you break bonds, you're gonna blow shit up.
Yeah.
Because the energy released.
Maybe
Maybe,
have
I don't
to
know.
evaporate like all the water.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it. I'm not going to try and be a scientist here, but in my head, I don't think that could work.
Well, I mean...
Because it displaces water, and there's just air inside of that.
It could have. It could have burnt...
I've
like,
seen
evaporated.
Matrix Revolutions.
I don't know.
Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's watch a science video on this.
Yeah.
Let's have Bill Nye
Mythbusters.
explain this to us.
But then they use that bomb, but then they're like, Gypsy Danger has a bomb inside of it. So the way to get into the breach is you need the kaiju DNA. That's why they never were able to get into it before, because you have to be a kaiju to get into it. So he tackles it into the other world, blows it all up, and saves the day.
And then they get it come back out, which I still don't agree with.
And then they hug, which is like different from normal norms, because usually they would kiss, but they hug.
I thought of a 2-stage door. When you go, sometimes you need a key card to get into a building and a key card to get out of buildings.
Oh yeah, because we had an argument because he was like, well, what do you need the kaiju DNA to get out? And I was like, it was a long conversation, but eventually he was like, but you don't need a key to get out of your own house.
Yeah, which is true, but sometimes you need a key card to get out of buildings.
Yeah, well, that's a business. This is their home.
Fuck you. They're just extra. They're fucking going into other universes, but they're cool. That's fine.
All right.
I mean, they
can't get in.
They probably didn't think that they could get in. But yeah, this movie did well. Had a budget of 180 to 200 mil, and it made 411 back. Most of it wasn't in the United States.
In China, wasn't it?
Yep, 114 just in China.
Of course.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
China's a huge market. That's
huge.
Side note, I'll let you finish that, but I want to talk about real quick. Joker made $1 billion without marketing in China.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's so nuts. Yeah.
I didn't really find a lot of fun facts, but I thought it'd be fun for this week that I found some theories like sprouted out when it first released. I should have done it with Iron Man too, but I'll do it for the next Marvel movie. One of the theories is that the Cloverfield monster is one of the last of the first wave of kaiju. So like the first wave was dinosaurs that were supposed to scout pretty much and make sure that it was okay to kill, and then the whole Cloverfield monster pretty much weakened their forces and then was able to tell the kaiju, hey, they're weak, it's time to fucking invade.
Gotcha.
So that's one of the big fears. I like that theory. It's pretty good.
And it makes sense, the timeline, because this movie's based in 2020.
Yeah.
And Cloverfield's like 2012.
We'll just have it next year, so we're getting Jaegers next year, boys.
Woo! Could do this.
One of them is that it's an allegory for climate change, which makes it is.
Yeah.
Because the kaiju are supposed to represent the toxic waste that we are doing, because Charlie Day even says that humans are terraforming for the kaiju to invade.
Yeah.
So our mass production is what brings the kaiju, which is...
That's Godzilla too. Like that's Godzilla's an allegory for that.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what is Godzilla?
Kaiju.
I mean, there was a lot of theories. I didn't write them all down, but I also wrote mine and my friend David's first theory when we first watched this, because we were the only ones in high school that said this is like the best movie ever.
Yeah. So I was shit talking it the whole time.
And one of the theories that we had was after they tackled Gypsy Danger into the breach and blew him up in their world, that they would come back and now use the materials of kaiju and clone those materials to make kaiju Jaeger hybrids for the second.
Shit.
Mecha Godzilla's coming.
Yeah, I thought that would be insane.
That'd be crazy.
Like using that for the new material, being like, oh, well, now we can fight like Jaeger against. I mean, they kind of do a little bit of that in the second one because they.
And like I can see it because
a little bit.
Yeah, but not
take
the way
the brains.
Yeah, but not the way I thought.
Charlie Day and what's his name? They instead of just him taking all the load from being in the brain, they did the two of them and they ended up fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big of a thing. So, yeah, I can totally see that. That'd be kind of cool. But it didn't happen.
But yeah, for ratings, for my personal one, like, yeah, I still see flaws in the movie, but like, even as like going into it, I only expect having dope ass monster and robot fights, that's what I got. Like, I'm an anime nerd, love Power Rangers, love Gundam, just fit perfectly for that. And I could watch this movie every day of the week if I wanted to, and I'd still get enjoyment out of it. So it's like a 9 out of 10 for me.
Nice.
So.
Gross.
See, I gave it a 3. I gave it 3 stars because it's still like I enjoyed it. 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. 3 out of 10.
No, but yeah, like I was kind of the same. Yeah, when I first watched this movie, I was like, "This is fucking badass." I thought it was super cool. And now watching it, it's like I feel like I'm usually more story based in movies. What?
No.
Karate chop.
Shi Shan.
But yeah, I feel like I'm more story based now when I watch movies. But still, like, if I'm looking for action, good ass movie to watch. Pretty dope. But yeah, 3 stars for me.
For me, it's 2 rocket punches out of 10. It's
rocket punches.
The only thing I like about this movie is the action scenes.
Yeah.
That's it. And then Charlie Day and Gottlieb is his name in the movie, or they can't Brunson, I think was his name. Those two and the fighting scenes are the only things I like in this movie. Everything else sucks in my opinion. Like I can't get over the voice thing. I can't get over this voice changes so often. I just really don't like movies where they're trying to be too macho. Like, that character just does not appeal to me in any way, shape, or form. I don't like that character. So having a whole movie based around that, not a fan.
Yeah.
But the fighting scenes, sick. The monsters, dope.
Super.
Guillermo del Toro, me, awesome. Big fan.
Like, honestly, yeah, like, I love the visuals in this movie. Like, when they come out of the rift, it's so sick.
Yeah, but...
It looks so cool.
I could not watch this movie every day of the week. I would go nuts. If this is the only movie I was allowed to watch for the rest of my life, there's no way I could let it be. I just wouldn't watch movies anymore.
Let's make a movie.
Yeah.
I would watch Birdemic every day of the week over this movie.
I still want to see that.
We're going to watch it.
Yeah,
Don't worry. Just shouting that movie out real quick. All right. I think that's going to do it for this week's episode, everyone.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to do the outro since you did the intro?
Sure.
Ooh.
So, tune in next week for our next lineup. We're watching Get Out. Oh, wait. What did you sign on?
The
Gerald's Game.
Yeah,
Gerald's Game. Okay, so we're watching Get Out, Gerald's Game, and Us, which I'm super fucking excited for because I haven't seen Us yet. So that's going to be a fun one to watch for me.
It's going to be a suspenseful week.
Yeah, well, the theme of next week is also to watch a movie we each haven't seen yet.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So,
And they all happen to be kind of like scary movies. Not super scary.
I'm lucky because I haven't seen Get Out or Us yet. I haven't seen either of those, so I'm actually pretty pumped to watch those now.
Those are
mine's
so
Gerald's
good.
Game and Elijah's is Us.
Yeah. I'm super excited for that.
I'm excited to watch Chance watch Gerald's Game. That's what I'm excited about. That movie is fucking great, dude.
Yeah, I know. That was crazy. So, yeah, catch us next week for that one. And follow us on Twitter. And I'm probably going to make the Instagram here soon. But Twitter is Boys Night Pics. I'll probably just make the Instagram that one too to make it easy. Go ahead and just give us a follow, subscribe on whatever you're listening on. You don't have to, but you know.
But you should.
It would be nice. It would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, we like following.
Yeah. And
We like starting cults.
I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.